Welcome to the Dropout Multimillionaire Podcast, hosted by best-selling author and serial entrepreneur Brian Will. Here we go.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Dropout Multimillionaire Podcast. I am your host, Brian Will, and this podcast is based on my best-selling book, The Dropout Multimillionaire, 37 Business Lessons in How to Succeed with No Money, No Education, and No Clue. In the last episode, we talked about the question of whether you are a business owner or whether you are self-employed. In this episode today, we're going to focus on those of you who have a business or are wanting to build a business. And by that, I mean something with intrinsic value, something where you have a team and processes, procedures in place, something that works and or could go on without you, something maybe one day you could sell. Building a business like this is a skill set. In fact, I would submit to you that it is 4 different skill sets. And therein lies the problem with most people's business. The challenge I see in a lot of small to medium-sized business, quite frankly, is the owner. More specifically, it's the owner's ego. And it's the owner who doesn't understand who they are, or more importantly, who they're not. Most people who start a business think they're an entrepreneur, right? It's sexy. Oh, I started a business, I'm an entrepreneur. And the fact is, most actually are not. But wait, I can hear you say, wait, I thought anybody who starts a business is an entrepreneur. And my answer to that is no, I do not believe that is the case. And in fact, I think that's what holds a lot of people back. If you are going to build a successful business, one that can survive without you, you're going to need a team. And that team will generally be made up of 4 different types of personalities. So let's talk about these personalities for a second. Number 1 is the entrepreneur, right? Every business needs an entrepreneur. Number 2 is the manager. You're going to need a manager. Number 3 is the salesperson. A lot of times an entrepreneur can be a salesperson because they know how to sell a vision. And number 4, you're going to have somebody who's a technician or a specialist, the person that's out there actually doing the work. So we have these 4 personalities. Now, I would say that most people who start businesses, much like my very first business, which was a landscaping business, are technicians or specialists. And unfortunately, that is why they generally fail or end up staying self-employed. Again, self-employed is not a bad thing, but that needs to be what you're going after. If that's what you are. If you want to build a business, you're going to have to move from the self-employed to the business owner in your organization. So let's break down these 4, right? We talked about number 1 was an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is not a skill set. Entrepreneur is a mindset. Entrepreneurs are dreamers. They have the right kind of personal filter, something we talked about in a previous episode. Entrepreneurs tend to think at 30,000 feet. They see the future. I submit to you that I can predict the future in my own business. They're very conceptual in nature. Entrepreneurs tend to think in bullet points. They think fast. They tend not to get bogged down in the details. In fact, people come to me and say, what do we do? I'm like, I don't know. You go figure it out. I'm just telling you what the problem is. They tend to operate very comfortably in chaos. Okay. These are entrepreneurs. I will tell you that they are the most and the least important person in a growing organization. That's number 1. Number 2, managers. Managers are the backbone. They are the people who manage the day-to-day. They run the company. They manage the process, the procedures. They know where the files are. They build the employee manuals. These are the people that know when the insurance is due. They handle the payroll. These people don't like change. They want to set things in motion and have it go exactly the same way every day, every week, month after month. Managers tend to get frustrated with salespeople and entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs change things consistently because they live in that world of chaos, and salespeople because they tend not to follow the rules. But managers are critical. Somebody's got to take care of the details or your organization is going to fall apart. Then we've got number 3, we've got salespeople. Now, salespeople are a special breed. Salespeople can sell a vision. Salespeople are gunslingers. They're cowboys. They eat what they kill. Gunslingers push the limit. Gunslingers will walk out to the bleeding edge of that cliff of right and wrong and hang 1 foot over and be half unbalanced in order to get that deal done. But by God, they'll get that thing done. They'll take clients out and wine them and dine them and have them laughing all night long just to get that signature. These are outgoing personalities that understand how to get things done. Unlike managers, these guys think fast, talk fast, they engage clients, they do what it takes. Those are salespeople. Technicians and specialists. Number 4, these are the folks that are doing the actual work. If you're a plumber, this is a guy that's out there turning a wrench. If you're an electrician, he's out there wiring the building. They're the architects. They're the CPAs. These are the boots on the ground that actually get the work done once the salesperson sells it. Entrepreneurs come up with an idea. Salespeople go out and sell it to a client. Manager and make sure the paperwork's taken care of. Technician specialist gets the job done. That's your company. That's your team. That's how you move forward. In fact, that's what's necessary for you to be able to take this business and walk away from it. Take a 6-week vacation, put your cell phone down, or even sell this thing one day. You've got to have these personalities in place. And for the most part, you can't be all of them. You can be an entrepreneur and a salesperson, maybe, but if you're the technician and you stop working, there goes your revenue. If you're the salesperson and you stop selling, there goes your sales. And if you're the manager and you're terrible at details, by the way, that's me. I tell people in my organization all the time, I am useless. Do not ask me. I don't even know how to operate my email. I own restaurants. I don't know how to cook food. If we get behind in the kitchen, I'm the last person you want to talk to, right? I am useless in my organization, and that's why my organization has value. Most people who start businesses are technicians. They worked for somebody else, realized that they were doing the work, thought they'd do it themselves. They go start a business. Most of them end up, unfortunately, however, self-employed because they never build the organization behind them to be able to grow to scale. So here's the deal. You got to be deadly honest here. You got to drop your ego. You got to get real. Who are you in your business? And more importantly, who are you not? Okay. Where do you need to backfill in your organization to grow? If you want to build a business, who do you need to bring in? Who do you need to hire? You don't need to be the sexy gunslinger or the sexy entrepreneur. You could be the technician as long as you have other technicians as well. But you might need to hire a manager to keep the back end, legal. Look, trust me, I've tried to be all these in the past and gotten in trouble 6 ways to Sunday. You don't need to be the sexy person. Take the money. The glory is nice. The money is better. In fact, I look at organizations like Microsoft, Steve Ballmer, not Bill Gates. Look at prior to Steve Jobs' death, Tim Cook took over. Those guys went and did what they do best, and they let somebody else stand up in the front of the organization and make that thing run. So this is your goal for today. Who are you? Who are you not? And where do you need to backfill in your organization if you really want to build something of value? So that's it for today. Everything I talk about is in my book, The Dropout Multimillionaire. If you want to learn more, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, my YouTube channel, all at The Dropout MM. Or if you want to make this really easy, go to www.brianwillmedia.com. That's brianwillmedia.com for more information on the book, all of our social media, past podcasts, all my guest appearances. Y'all have a great day, and let's rock and roll 2023.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Dropout Multimillionaire. To learn more about how we can help you with your business, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit www.brianwillmedia.com or The Dropout MM on Instagram.